What's going on, folks? It is Taco back with another episode of With Love with Taco. And listen, I have a dear friend up in here, baby. This is one of the best upcoming rising stars in Hollywood. First of all, the body is always amazing, thank you. This is Jermelle Simon in the building, baby. How are you, baby?
I'm great. That was a beautiful
You like
introduction. I'm glad I
that?
worked out this morning.
I
You
practiced
know,
that once.
that was good.
You know what I want to tell you? How
Tell
you
me.
always show up looking amazing. And I know people say when you show up like that, it's because of confidence and etc. But like, what are some other traits and attributes that you have that make you feel even more confident?
Um, I mean, obviously, working out. I think I have just like this.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's a hyperfixation because of my ADHD, or I like
Okay.
genuinely like working out in the gym. I think it just makes me feel like I'm doing a thing to put myself first. Like I think it's easy to say I'm gonna put myself first, but I was just telling my publicist like because he's fasting, and I was like I miss fasting because it was always a constant reminder of like, oh, I'm doing a thing for myself. So I
Hmm.
think anytime I'm disciplined, it helps me to feel more confident. Anytime I am just brutally honest in
Right.
this weird way that makes me feel more confident. Like
Okay.
maybe it's the death of the people pleaser in me that makes me feel like I'm just gonna walk in the room and say what I need, say what needs to be said.
You got to say it
You know,
sometimes. How do you make sure that you are always so disciplined?
I don't know if I'm like always so disciplined. I think
Okay.
that in the times that I'm not so disciplined, say with like food, I overcompensate with exercise.
Okay.
And they say you can't outbeat a bad diet, but like I don't know. I think if I ate McDonald's three
Hmm.
times on a Friday and I ran 10 miles on Saturday, it would balance out, you know.
Okay.
So I do a lot of that. I still try to like get my greens in, get my
I
whatever
love a
in,
green.
but I don't know if I'm always so disciplined. But I think I like to feel good. Like most of
Okay.
the times, um I feel like I've done so many fasts, like so many like fast from drinking, didn't
Hmm.
eat meat, didn't eat whatever. I've tried so many things that I know how good I can feel, and I think once you know how good you can feel, you're always like very mindful of when you feel like not your best. Like
Yeah.
I was drinking for the last like I had friends come over for last weekend, so we were drinking like the weekend, right?
Yeah. Having
And
fun.
Monday I can kind of feel like I feel puffy, I feel whatever. So I took like
Sluggish.
3 days off, so that when I come sit with you, I could feel I could feel
Okay.
good. So I think you just learn your body after a while.
I feel so
Yeah, you
special.
should feel like
You
super
popped in here
special.
just looking all
Yeah,
1-2 for me in the
you
money
know, I
green.
got a new shirt. I got
I was saying, like, you
yeah,
got a new shirt,
yeah,
you got a
all the
little
things.
cut, you went to
Yeah,
Pilates. Like, he really came
I
fresh to death for me.
I shaved my hair. I got my beard lined up. I was ready.
I just feel so good.
I put an extra
Okay.
bracelet on for you too.
You know, I'm seeing little tats. Okay, we did a
Tat it
whole
up.
little like challenge, fix the mic. You just really came prepared today.
Yeah, I feel like it's Ty Cole, so I need to do my part because he's gonna do his part.
Now, speaking of all profiles, like you've spent your years bringing Bernard to life on the Upshaws. Now, I always have told you love Bernard because he has represented all the things that I feel like a lot of us want to say to our parents or want to or had to say to our parents and our
Yeah.
friends. So, what has betraying him taught you about softness, boundaries, and also loving out loud?
Um, I mean, it taught me a lot. I feel like Bernard was in a family that like is known for tell it how it is, And I think when you're in
Hmm.
families like that, you tend to it's harder to suppress things because no one else is suppressing things.
Right.
Um, so I think it taught me that. It taught me to like speak up a lot more.
I love that.
Um, I think it taught me how to love myself. I think watching playing a character, but also watching a character kind of lose not lose his mind about it, but he just is struggling so much with just his
Hmm.
identity, while again coming from a family who is just like raw and uncut and like this is how it is, and
Yeah.
you not being able to do that because this is that one thing that's like Benny can be whatever. He can be no good or whatever people say. But like a black man being gay is like, no, we could be raw and uncut, but not that raw and uncut.
Right.
So I feel like it just gave me a lot of courage in my real life to just be bold and say like, look, this is what it is.
And then they can always, so what I've noticed too on back in the day when they had like a black gay
Mm-hmm.
character, they were like, not saying we don't have them, like we come in all shapes and forms. But I think that they were only pressed on like, oh, they're overly feminine
Yeah.
and like they're super boisterous and
Yeah.
they're overly sassy or shady and things of that nature, which I think a lot of times when people hear gay people, when they want to refer to them or if they're getting into like a spar with them,
Yeah.
those are the traits they attach. And I think when I watched Bernard, you
Yeah.
had none of that. Like you were just a regular black
Yeah.
gay character on a show living his
Yeah.
regular black life, going through the same regular challenges that anybody would go through, regardless of how they
Yeah.
identify. How did that feel to kind of be a part of that cloth of history?
I feel a bunch of ways about it. I mean, I think over time I lost like how, like my interpretation of the character or like what I brought to the character.
Mm-hmm.
I think initially I was just playing the truth, like what was on the page.
Right.
I was playing, right. I was like bringing myself to the role,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't feel like I needed to be. I just felt like I was enough because I
Right.
did the same audition like 3 times. So I was like, okay, this must be what they want, you know. I In the beginning I thought, you know, it was cool that people were looking at it in like, oh, it's a fresh depiction of a gay character. I didn't quite know what that means because
Mm-hmm.
it's like, are you saying that it's a more masculine presenting
Mm-hmm.
way to depict the character, or like what do you know?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to get too caught up on that because I didn't want it to um, be okay for it to be like, well, it's good if you play it in a masculine way and bad if you play it in a feminine way. It's just,
Correct.
you know. So I really played it the truth. Again, I just played what was on the page. But over time, when I got comfortable with myself, I became my full self. I was like, I don't know if I'm playing this masculine, feminine. I think we have all of it, you know. So I was playing all of it.
Everything.
But I do think that it was refreshing to not refreshing. I think it was nice to hear that I brought something different to a gay character. You know,
Yeah.
I just along the way lost like exactly what I brought
Mm-hmm.
outside of truth. You know, because I
Yeah.
think that was what I was searching for, even in my personal life. Like I'm just so tired of the cover up, tired of like lying to survive, whatever the thing was. I just wanted to be really transparent. So
And you did a great job. I think
thank
you
you.
brought so many different layers.
Yeah,
That's what I appreciate. Like it wasn't a one dimensional.
yeah,
Because it could have easily made you a side character and been like,
yeah.
okay, he's
Picture
his
that, me
gay
a side
son.
character.
Right. I
No, I'm
couldn't see
joking.
it. Like I could not see it. And I love that they gave you full range in scenes and
Yeah,
storylines and character development. Like there was
yeah.
just so many
And
nuances to you.
I was also like, they were very open. Like if I had a question about something, if I didn't understand
Mm,
what story they were trying to tell, or if I was just afraid how a thing would look, like
yeah.
the episode with Hector and Bernard, where Hector started dancing in front of his daughter, and he pulled him to the side and said, like, pretty much like that's too feminine, that's too whatever for me, and I don't like that. I was afraid at like how I would look as an actor. Like, am I promoting that? Am I, you know, I just was,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I was afraid. And I went to them and I told them, and I mean, they just helped me to understand that this will still help. Like in the end, it'll come full circle and it'll
Right.
help someone. So, so much of the character is not about, it's just about helping people, you know? And I
I
think when I
love
viewed it
that.
through that lens, it was fair game, you
You
know.
know, as visibility around representation evolves, how has your understanding of what it means to be seen and not reduced changed?
That's been a question one more time.
Yeah. So visibility, around representation evolves, especially
Mm-hmm.
on screen. So how has your understanding of what it means to be seen and not reduced
Um, I
changed?
I feel like representation. I know it's whatever, but like representation matters so much. And I say all the time, I feel like had I seen a Bernard on TV when I was, I don't know, a toddler, like it would have saved me from so much just heartache, pain, feeling like I'm in a prison, not being able to,
Yeah.
be myself. Because I think a part of the reason why people are afraid to come out is because it's, I mean, we're conditioned that way. Like this is what you do. You are a man and you go and you marry a woman. You have a wife.
Yeah,
But that's
society's traditional way of thinking.
yeah, because it's all we see, you know. And
Hmm.
like you said earlier, when we did see gay men, we saw them overly feminine or not even overly feminine. We just saw one side
One
of it, you
box
know.
of what is to be gay.
Um, and I feel like for those reasons, it's just so important to see yourself,
Yeah,
so that you can feel like you belong. Because I think we all belong in society. But you don't feel that way when you never see it, and when you do see it, it's depicted in such a negative way. Um, and so I feel like I've seen, I don't know, even I think of Coleman Domingo, and
legend.
so many others. Not so many, unfortunately, not so many other
Yeah,
out black gay actors. But every time I see him, I don't know, I just light up because I just feel. I don't think it's anything like being understood, feeling seen, and I think it shapes who you are going forward.
that's how I used to feel when I was younger, watching like 106 in Park. So that was my only representation of what a host looked like,
Yeah,
and they influenced me to do this.
yeah,
But I was like, is there room for me though? Because like
yeah,
I don't see me on
yeah,
TV, and the only small thing I saw of like myself was B Scott,
yeah,
within like our queer community,
yeah.
and it was like not but so much. So once I started seeing like a Justin Sylvester weekly on E News, I'm like, oh,
It gives you
I
fuel.
can do
So
this and I can be my full self. Because at one point I would deepen my voice and try to
yeah,
be more masculine, which like, I don't know how that would have went down. It probably would have worked. But when I saw Justin, I would see Scott Evans and I
yeah,
would see like a Kaylin Allen. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, Ty Cole could do this too.
yeah.
And I think it is important because now when we do see you and we see you walking around Hollywood or walking anywhere, we're seeing your next project stand the third. It's like, I can now be like Jermelle.
Yeah,
Like
which is
that is
still
a
wild to
beautiful
me.
thing.
I think that part of it is really wild because I think I struggled so much to get to, I guess, the place that I am now, where um, I don't view who I am as like a burden, or I don't, or I'm so
Hmm.
free in my body and my movements and just everything that
Yeah,
I I I don't forget how much. I mean, I don't think I'll ever be able to forget the struggle it took to get here, and I don't think about it often because it just, I don't know, it just saddens me that we have to work this hard to just be ourselves, you know. So yeah, I think that will forever be a compliment if someone came out because of my character, or
yeah.
I don't know, I'm anyone's role model in the identity game. Like that's
It's a
wild.
beautiful thing,
Yeah,
honey. You know what? I think while others can love you, I think the beautiful thing is like you fully love yourself.
yeah.
So it resonates better for someone watching you. So, what is one thing that you truly do love about yourself that maybe you didn't love before?
Well, I love everything. No, I'm joking.
I mean, listen, because that could be an answer
No,
too. I love everything about me,
no.
baby.
One thing that I didn't love before. I think that I allowed myself to be one thing, like you were saying about like just being. Should I be more masculine? Should I be more like? I think that I am able to now be my full self and have like just different energies. Like I am many things, and I have access to emotions that I feel like I didn't have prior to me just being myself. So, because I was so worried about how I was being perceived. Is this to this? Is this to that? You know? And now
Hmm.
it's just like, that's me. This is who I am. So I think I love the duality. Like I love that. It sounds weird, but I love that I'm a full human being now, and I'm not living
Doesn't
a
sound weird
half
at all.
life. It shouldn't be. It should be like you should just be that shouldn't be a thing that you have to like fight for to be like a full human, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's what I'm. That part of that, having that access, is what I'm loving more than anything now.
I love that. This is a good segue for our next segment called the healing question. Now, a moment to reflect on growth, transition, lessons that shaped you in this chapter of your life. Now, with the final season, the Upshaws now out, I think that sometimes we as creatives don't think about the grief that comes with that. the grief of losing a consistent creative home.
Yeah.
Because you spend so much time with these people, you're probably having FaceTimes, you're going on trips, you're traveling, you're on set for
Yeah.
mounds of hours. You guys literally do become a family from cast, crew, and beyond. So, how are you honoring that loss while trusting what's next?
Um, I think it's difficult though. I think that no one really teaches you, like they don't prep you for the fact that like you'll one day stop seeing these people in the way that you see them. Like and I think we played a family, and so after a while the line starts to get blurred. Like I look at like Kylie as legit my little sister. You know, like I want to protect her in the way that I would protect, you know, a little sister.
Yeah.
And um, as much as like we knew that the show was ending, like we knew before the season started this was going to be our last season. So we had 12 weeks to really, or like 14 weeks to really take it all in. And I remember the
Mm.
last day it was like, oh, it's still just like not enough time because I don't know if a thing can prepare you for this is a chapter in my life that I will never have again. And of course I will have more projects, but it won't be the Upshaws ever, you know. And I think
Right.
that being the show that changed my life, changed my children's life, like freed me. I think that it meant a lot more to me than maybe any other show would do because I don't know if I'll be going through an identity crisis or like going through that much suffering on another show, you know.
Yeah.
And I I thought it was. I mean, I feel good about it. I still like. It took me a while to watch the finale. Usually, Netflix sends it like an hour. I mean, a month or two before, and I would watch it like 5 times before it even premieres.
Yeah.
And this time, I didn't touch it. Like because I
You
think
let
that
it
was
sit
my
there.
yeah, that was my like. Oh, when I finish this, that's it. You know, and I just wasn't ready for it. And so I watched the finale with my kids like 2 days ago, and I
What
was
did
like
they
keeping it.
say?
They're like we have this tradition where we watch the first episode together and we watched like the last episode
Oh,
together.
I love that.
So we did that, and they were really. I don't think it hit them in a way until I started kind of like tearing up because I was watching the show and I was watching my last scene and I remember like filming that last scene where Bernard is talking to Hector where his daughter was sitting beside him and they were on the beach, and I was thinking as I was filming that like this is my last like episode that I will ever film for this show. And I'm such an Aries because that's so dramatic. Like,
I
calm
mean, but
down.
it's the
And
truth.
I kept thinking that I'm like, you know. So when I watched it
Yeah.
back, I thought the same thing, and I was crying. The kids like came and hugged me, and I was just trying to explain to them,
Oh.
like, this is the show that I want to just change our lives in a way. Like, it was my because I moved to LA and when I was like 23 and I had 3 kids already, and I remember thinking like, what if I did all of this in vain? And I had enough faith in me that I knew it was going to work, but it was still that small percentage. Like, what if I move all these kids to across the country
Yeah.
for me to not make it or for me to not fulfill my dream?
Yeah.
And I think the show was my reminder. Like it all came full circle, and the bonus was like I got to free myself from a character because like playing the character really it was the representation that I personally needed, and so it was great. I forgot the second part of the question.
That was, listen, so did I.
Oh, I
Because
got it.
it's
I
so
remember.
good. Okay, tell me.
How are we? Pretty much how are we coping?
Yeah, how are we, how do you honor that
Mm.
while trusting what's next?
Um, I think that like I've been here before. I've been acting and I have like did a co-star, did a guest star, and it's been months into my next job. And I remember my
Mhm.
last time I did a co-star for like Animal Kingdom, and it had been some time since before I got the next job, but I remember just having I don't know some hope in me or some knowing that the next job will come. So I'm like now I haven't filmed the Upshaws in I don't know, a couple of months.
Mhm.
This is a familiar feeling now. I know that something will come around. I know that what's for me will not miss me. You know.
Yeah.
So I think there's no way I did a show like the Upshaws, which is like which did so many things to so many people that can't be the end of the road, you know, because I
Mm-hmm.
was just blessed to for that to be my first project out the gate that like I don't know, where people you know knew who I am because of that show, you know.
Yeah.
Working with three living legends, like they don't that's not by coincidence. So it's like
No.
it can only be up from here, you know.
Yeah.
And we
Only
still
Upshaw.
that was
Okay.
good.
You see that? You see? Cast me, Kim.
Bars.
Okay.
Um, but we still like we on group chats. It's like three different group chats. It's like me and Wanda and Kim are on one. Me and Kim and Kylie. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm not supposed to say it because it's like, why do y'all have separate group chats? Are you
Yeah,
and
I
Kim
was gonna say
talking
like,
about me?
okay, like, is it just like
I know.
different pecking orders with y'all? Like, okay, like we can talk
It
about
is.
this one, this and this one.
Yeah, because when I want to talk about one, I can't. I gotta talk to the other one. Like
Okay,
it's a family, you know. Like
yeah.
Kylie made me mad today. Diamond made me mad today. So I need to talk in the group chat with Kim and
Without them,
Wanda. Let me tell you what happened with it. You know.
yeah,
No,
then they
I'm
can help
joking.
you
Yeah.
out. I mean, even in my big groups, like I have a group chat with my group of friends.
Hmm.
Then we have mini group chat.
Yeah. To talk about the big group chat.
I
No.
mean, we talk about, there's different things to talk about. We might talk about somebody be like, okay, she's tripped out. But, then we come back in the group chat. I think
True.
groups need to have inner groups, smaller
True.
groups.
Yeah. You know, it's just different things, different
Yeah,
dynamics, different. You know.
different things. I mean,
Yeah.
even like as parents. So, like your dad, which I think is wonderful. I love seeing your content on TikTok. I think it's beautiful. Because you're growing with them. Like, listening
Yeah.
to your story is kind of similar to when Taraji came out here. I think she had like, what, like $300,
Yeah.
$400 to her name and brought her baby out here and has been killing it. But she's learning along the way. So, what are some things that like your children are still teaching you that you didn't realize that even as an adult, like, wow, I needed to learn this lesson?
I mean, I'm always really open with my kids. Like I am a, you know, they said what I'm just a girl or whatever. I tell
Mm-hmm.
them constantly, I'm just a boy. Like I don't like and that they know that means like I am doing the best that I can. You know, I feel like I do a good job, but I'm a very transparent, almost too transparent of a parent.
Okay.
If I'm having a bad day, I'm like over explaining that it's not their fault. Like I'm just in this area of my life. I need more flexibility. I need to. I teach them so often about like accepting your reality or
Mm-hmm.
um, pretty much accepting the things that you can't change, controlling the controllables. And any moment I have a bit of a weakness, I call it out so that they
Yeah.
can keep me, you know, hold me accountable, which bites me in the ass every now and then because they'll bring back a thing that I said that you know if I do this, tell me, Daddy, you're not being fair. And when they say it, it's like don't say it in the moment, like
I
just tell
love
me
that they
afterwards. But
have
they
you
call me
on
out in
your
real time.
toes,
Yeah,
okay?
and so but I'm constantly learning. Like my oldest is going to college this year, and yeah, she
Congratulations.
just got a full academic scholarship. So
Ah,
I'm like
I
more
love when
money,
the come on.
more money in my pocket now.
Can I tell you what?
um,
Before you finish up, I love when black people hear kids going to college. We all do this thing that Jacoby just did. We don't say nothing. We just be like, as baby, okay?
yeah, but her and her friends, they talk about how they feel like these days college is a scam, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm always, you know, quick to listen to what they're saying because, you know, they are preparing themselves, and we're preparing them for a different world than
Right.
what existed when we were, you know, that
Yeah.
age. So parts of it is true. I mean, she still has to go, and she's still going to go and finish.
You still have to go.
However, I do feel like I understand where she's coming from, and she had valid points, and you know, this is something they just help me to understand perspective. Like everyone has different perspectives, and you will become a better, well-rounded person the more you know open you are to different perspectives.
I love
So
that. Speaking of perspectives, your fitness journey feels less about aesthetics and more about care. How has moving your body become like a form of therapy for like your mind and your spirit?
I held my heart when you said that because I'm like, my biggest thing is like, what I hate the most. Sorry, I made this a whole different thing,
It's
but
okay.
I have to take this opportunity to.
Yeah.
If I'm on the internet with my shirt off, I am not. It's hard to say that like, hey, I'm not this. Like, hey, look at me, look at my chest. it could read that way, but I'm so about health and wellness and like feeling good in my body and like
Yeah.
giving encouragement for you to feel good in your body. And it's like I'm not trying to. I'm just always praying it doesn't translate like a thirst trap. I mean,
Okay.
because at this point,
But I
what
feel
am
like
I?
in your
What?
videos you talk about
Yeah, I
the
feel that way
health
too. So
tips.
I think
I
I
don't
was like, maybe I
know.
should talk about it more. But again, thank you for saying that because I really truly care so much about just the wellness of it all. You know, like whatever body comes from me putting myself first and me
Mm-hmm.
drinking my bone broth or intermittent fasting or taking or doing this detox or what you can ask my friends like I'm always taking away something for just to better myself.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that's I think I have a addicted personality, and I'm just addicted to. Thank God, I'm addicted to the health and wellness of it all. And I'm just glad that it translates to somebody.
Yeah. I think also too, like for myself, because I'm really big on working out,
Yeah,
but it's not for people sometimes work out for other people.
yeah,
I'm working out because what I see around me that clearly when they are not taking care of their health,
yeah,
they die quicker.
yeah,
And that is not something that I want. So when I'm consuming your content,
yeah,
I'm sometimes taking tips for myself
yeah,
so I can better my life. So I feel like, yeah, you can have your shirt off. I mean, whatever. But like the message is getting lost because y'all are
yeah.
just so
Losing
focused
the
on
plot
this.
here, guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like, sure. Like, get it out your system. Yes, he's a beautiful man, but he's also trying to teach you things as well. So
yeah,
you can be a beautiful person yourself and also live longer.
yeah.
So,
Because I always I was telling my mom, you know, we was having a conversation about getting older and like taking blood pressure medication and just different type
you
of
have
medication. We kind of
to.
think that we're conditioned to think that as you get older, your blood pressure just rises and like you
It's
have and
life.
you get diabetes and you get it's like no, that's just everything kind of reaching ahead. Like you
Yeah.
can combat that with diet, exercise, and your pills can be greens and cabbage and you know like
Yeah.
I think the goal again is for me to just eat healthier and I hope that that translates because I just like once you know how good you can feel,
Hmm.
it's hard to go back and
It
you just get
is.
addicted to that. I can
Like,
just feel better and better. I
I
told myself
love
this year I'm
it.
gonna be a machine. I want to be I want the I want to be the healthiest I can be. If that looks like 5% body fat and like
Okay.
chiseled jaw, cool. If it didn't look like that, cool. I mean, it just so happens to like.
To look like that.
However, I don't know if I have a chisel.
It is
I don't know
chiseled,
how I'm
baby.
like,
It's
you
chiseled.
know. Thank you though.
It looks good.
But
I gotta
thank you.
send you these things I saw on TikTok. Have you seen like those health videos now? With like these animated 3D like fruits and stuff. And they'd be like, you need to
You know
start
what's
to and
crazy?
I don't skip one. I have to
I
watch.
swear,
So
yesterday
good.
morning, Obio randomly just like opened the refrigerator and he saw strawberries and he had this like big reaction. I was like, it's just strawberries. He's like, no, did you see the videos with like?
You gotta rub it on your
And I
enamel,
had
because
no
that
idea.
coffee, it's a
He sends me
thing.
the video and I'm now addicted. Like that I think that's the best way to like help people
Yes.
because it's so engaging. It's so I don't know. It just
I
that's
love it.
perfect.
Now I have someone else to send those to.
Please
So
send
I'm
it to me.
excited.
Like that gives me a high.
It does.
No, for
Like now
real.
I drink hot water in the morning every morning
Yeah,
now.
I saw putting chicken breast and pickle juice or something like that. I just saw that one.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not qu-
Mm-mm.
I'm not quite sure
Wait.
like exactly what it does. I think it adds a
No.
different like bit of nutrition to the chicken
Mm-mm.
breast
I
or
don't.
makes it juicier or
Mm-mm.
something like that.
Let's just not. No pickles.
Not putting your wallet in your pocket
That, yes.
because
I
it'll
did
mess
see
up your
that one.
posture. And I'm in these days. I'm in like to opening my hips a lot more because
Okay.
I started running and training for a marathon. And my problem was my hips were really tight. And then in doing that, I found out that you hold a lot of stress and trauma in your hips. So the more I was opening my hips,
Uh-huh.
the more I was like releasing all of my like trauma. And
Let
it's
me
just like a
pivot
two
my
for
little
one.
posture. Hold on. Let
No,
me.
true. My daughter has a split machine,
Okay.
and like you just crank it up, and you just So I'll be doing full splits by
Because I'm
June.
always sometimes like a little 1-2 like this, but let me open it up.
Yeah.
Bam. Okay. Let me just 1-2. Now, before I let you go, we have this last segment called Her Heartbeat. Now, this is where we honor value, inner drive, emotional truths that keep you grounded and moving forward. Now, you've spoken about learning what healthy love looks like and how you're embracing it. So, what does healthy love mean to you now, whether it's romantically and with yourself?
I think healthy love, not to quote Summer Walker, but
Okay.
to quote Summer Walker, she was saying that love with her in the song "Love with That Person Doesn't Hurt,"
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I found love that doesn't hurt. I think love is challenging. I think love pushes you. I think love shows you your blind spots, but I
I
don't
love
think that
that.
love hurts. I don't think it stings in that way. And I think the romantic love that I found now is like supportive love. It feels like home in a way that I don't know if I've ever experienced. Just because I feel safe. Like if I have an issue with a thing, I could say that I have an issue, and it just be the 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 goal is to correct that, not necessarily to like change himself, but he's interested in what I have an issue with. Like, oh, and if he can change it, he could change it. We can talk
Yeah.
about it, and um, I never feel like I need to say it in a certain way. I need to, I just feel safe to ask
Overly
questions,
compromise yourself.
and I don't think that I've ever had that before, and so I
I
think
love
that's
that.
what it looks like now. And I think love for myself is just consideration, like considering myself, considering how I feel about everything, as well as considering others. But I think I'm a recovering people pleaser or whatever,
Okay, I'm
not
glad
or
we dropped
whatever, but
that. I used to be there too.
and I think when you let that go,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's such a liberating feeling, and I think you let that go by also considering yourself.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a 60-40 too. Like maybe I consider myself 60 and others 40. I don't know. I'm trying to find a balance with it.
I mean, you have to
But
always put yourself first
yeah,
because you're born alone, you die alone. And also, in order to show up for somebody else, you have to make sure you're good.
yeah.
So if it looks like it's 60, 70, or 80 for you,
Call me
you can
selfish.
at least, have that for yourself. And then you can give the 30, 40, or 20 to somebody else.
Yeah,
But if you don't have that in the pocket for yourself, how can you give that little bit to somebody else?
sure. I feel that way about love. Like you can't give something you don't have, and I think so many
No,
people
you
are
can't.
trying to love others with great intentions, but you just don't have it in the bank. So it's like you can't
Yeah.
write the check, sweetie. Sorry.
Hello, good morning. Come on. Now, being engaged has a way of revealing parts of us we didn't know we were healing. What has partnership taught you about who you are becoming?
I think being engaged taught me a thing, and then being married taught me another thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think marriage is such a big ass mirror, and I think it just
Mm-hmm.
taught me so. It just showed me so many of my blind spots. It like all the areas where I need to be a lot more flexible. I think I couldn't have gotten that anywhere else. I like outside of a relationship, outside of a loving, healthy space. I couldn't. There was no way I was going to be able to see where I needed to be a little more flexible. Like
Yeah.
even like being defensive, I just recently realized like a lot of things. Maybe that's an Aries trait that we
I
should
was
work
gonna
on
say like you
too.
clocking me.
See, exactly.
Don't,
But
don't, don't.
I think in a healthy space, you can like correct the thing,
You
knowing that that
can.
person is on your team.
Mhm.
Because like it's us against the problem, like us against the defensiveness
Yeah, because you're
helps me
not
look at it in a
against each
different way.
other
Right.
because you're in partnership,
And in some relationships, you are against each other, and it's like you.
and you
I
gotta
feel
leave.
like you need to leave.
That's when
You
you
need
need
to
to
leave.
exit, baby. You need
To
to
leave.
leave. Okay, we don't
So
need
yeah, I
that.
think it taught so much of where I need to be a little more flexible.
I love that. And then my final one for you before we wrap here is this. Now, when you imagine your future, what kind of emotional legacy do you hope to leave behind?
Um, that was a good question.
I hate that. That's why I
You
sat
did.
back. You see me just
I
lean
don't.
back. Don't laugh, Chico. We gonna make me laugh.
I think understanding that my vulnerability is my superpower and my strength.
Yes.
Um, is what I want to continue to talk about. I want when I'm, dead and gone, for that to be okay. Especially, I mean, for all people, but especially for Black men, to just be able to feel confident in your vulnerability, like to embrace that, just like you would embrace your masculinity or anything else.
Yeah,
Because I think it allows you to be a full human. It allows you to like live a full life.
I
And I
love
think
that.
a lot, at least our generation, I think a lot of us are not taught how important that is. And so just that my vulnerability is my strength.
And you are the strength, sweetie, okay? And
Thank
still,
you.
you rise. Stacy, we see you, baby. Did you have a good time with me today, Jermelle?
I did. I had a great time. I could have talked for another
I really did,
hour.
but you know what? We're gonna have to get some food and
I am
other stuff
starving.
when we can
That's
leave,
real.
okay?
I am starving. Some food and some tequila, and we're good.
Oh yeah, well,
No, not
not
tequila.
yet.
We,
No, not
yeah.
yet. Yeah,
A
not
lot of us
yet.
are dry January.
Yeah, let's do water. But you know what, folks at home, make sure you are tuned to all things Jermelle Simon, okay? Please, please, please watch the Upshaws. Keep streaming it, and all things that he has coming up that you can't really tell is too much, right? You can't say too much. But if you follow him, and not only follow him because his shirt off, okay, really stay in tune. You'll see what he has coming up. We love you, baby.